Welcome back to National Report. Well, the flu season is in full swing. Take a look at this map from the Centers for Disease Control. The brown areas, that is where the flu is widespread, most of the country, and the rest of the country shows regional or local activity. So basically, the entire country has the flu, and so far, more than 2,000 people have died from it. Joining me right now to talk about this is Dr. Umesh Adaja. Doctor, we talked a couple weeks ago. What kind of progression have you seen over the past couple weeks?
It's really been a steady progression, sort of going towards a peak, but we haven't reached that peak yet. And now we see most of the country now being hit with this flu outbreak. And most of the strains are still the influenza B strain, which we talked about earlier. And I think it's going to be interesting to see how this flu season evolves, because everything is happening earlier than compared to last season, for example.
So it's happening earlier, and you say the B strain. Is that what the shot was for this year, the B strain?
Yeah, there are two B strains that are included in the flu vaccine every year, and the strain that's causing all the problems across the country is included in the vaccine. So it's really important that people get vaccinated, because we haven't seen the end of this season yet, and there's still time to get protected.
So how far ahead of being exposed to it do you need to get the shot?
About 2 weeks is what it takes for the vaccine to actually take hold. So the earlier you get it, now that we're in the season, the better it is. But there's still time to get it, even if you have to wait a little bit of time, because the season may end probably in the spring. So there is going to be cases that are occurring even into March and April.
Okay. And what would you consider the peak? How do you define peak?
Peak can be defined a couple of different ways. And traditionally, we say that the flu season usually peaks in February. But right now, we're already hitting some of those marks from February last year now. So it will be when the number of people going to see their doctor for flu-like illnesses spikes, when hospitalization spikes, all of those types of things. And it's kind of hard to tell ahead of time when the peak will be, but we'll know kind of after we look back and say, okay, now cases are going down. So I do think we're going to get an early peak this year. Probably won't be in February. It'll probably be in January. Now, the flu shot is available to folks. Is the nasal spray, is that available as well this time around? Yeah, the nasal spray is back around. We usually prefer that for pediatric patients. It has sort of a restrictive label on who it's most effective in and which age group. So this is something that children tend to favor because it doesn't involve a shot. And it's been reformulated now, and it is one of the recommended vaccines for flu this season. What is used to actually treat the flu when somebody does get it? In the past, I think it's been Tamiflu or something like that. Is that available? Yes, Tamiflu is available, and there are a couple of other antivirals that are also FDA approved and available. So we have about 4 that are recommended that you can choose from depending upon what you and your doctor decide is the best antiviral for you. But antiviral therapy is one of the main cornerstones of treating influenza. What do you think will be the final numbers on this? And is there a typical number of fatalities that you plan on each year? We know that the fatalities are always going to be in the thousands when it comes to influenza, and that thousands can range from, at a low end, maybe 4,000 or 5,000 to a high end of 50,000 in a given seasonal year. So we don't know quite where we're going to land. But if you look at the way it's looking, I think this is going to be a moderately severe season, but I don't think it's going to break any records. Doctor, thank you so much. Dr. Umesh Adaja, thanks so much for talking with us.